Does climate affect character? We have all heard complaints about how the Russians are such a cold people. It raises the question of whether this is due to their dislike of people or their cold climate. While many factors can influence human character, does climate really play a role? In fact, this theory dates back long before modern times. Looking at the conclusions reached by Ibn Khaldun and Aristotle on this subject, it is clear that the appearance of Scandinavians as cold is not a recent issue. The climate of the geography in which a person is born and raised can make it easier for us to make assumptions about their character. Although there are studies supporting this, we can say that this is not entirely true for everyone. Let's examine these views in a logical framework together. Whether the climate is hot or cold, even the food people eat can affect their soul. Although this topic has not been discussed much until recently, there are now various studies on the subject. In a study conducted by Lei Wan, a professor at Peking University, it was found that the different temperatures in various regions of the world also affect human character positively or negatively. According to Aristotle's argument on this subject, climate is the only element that gives people virtues. He presents an approach that explains social differences based on climate differences. According to this approach, people living in cold climates can maintain their military virtues. These individuals are courageous, passionate but less skillful and less intelligent. Therefore, they can remain independent but cannot form a political union. Those living in hot countries are culturally open, intelligent, and skillful but less courageous and willful, thus becoming enslaved. Temperate climate individuals are both intelligent and courageous, independent, and able to govern. Ibn Khaldun, an important sociologist of Islamic civilization, takes this idea one step further in his work, Khaldoon. Unlike Aristotle, the approach that cold geographical conditions lead people to become warriors has also been put forth by names like Hippocrates and Thucydides, and Ibn Khaldun further develops this approach. According to the 7 climates concept, Ibn Khaldun considers regions as hot and cold and reveals the characteristic structures of people living here. While discussing the comparison of these characteristic, sociological, religious, and many other features, the famous sociologist describes the character of the Sudanese people, taking into account the effect of the hot weather in which they live. According to his account, black people are light and hasty in their work and overly fond of pleasure and enjoyment. He even says that the reason they love to dance so much is because the heat in equatorial regions affects the structure of people's bodies. According to Ibn Khaldun's analogy of the bathhouse, a person relaxes and becomes happy due to the effect of heat in the bathhouse. Therefore, he also talks about a similarity between bathhouses and hot and humid climates. Putting everything aside, there is currently a reality of climate change in the world. So, in such a situation, how will human character be affected? As climates continue to change and cold climates give way to heat and temperate climates give way to cold, the validity of the deductions of Ibn Khaldun and Aristotle also decreases. This is because the climate during their observations is not the same as the climate of the 21st century. For this reason, many scientists, including researchers from Peking University, say that more research is needed to understand the effects of temperature on character. It should also be noted that as climate change continues, changes will occur in individual characters and social structures. The extent and impact of these changes will be determined by future research.